Everyone, my name is Grizel Martinez and I am going to be doing question 11, application problem. Explain the process for graphing the equation of the line x plus 6y equals 28 using the x and y intercepts. So let's start by creating the graph. Let's do that right now. Perfect. So let me write that here. So this is the y-axis. Right there, and then we're gonna do the x-axis right here. I'm gonna put that. All right, so now let me start with a new color to explain the x-intercept. So the x-intercept, let's write that down, x-intercept. So the x-intercept is any value where it is on the x-axis. So we do not know the x itself, like the x value, but we do know that the x-intercept, with the x-intercept, the y will always be 0 because it's any value that lies on the x-axis. So we pretty much can write it like this. We don't know the x. The x will be unknown yet. We have to solve for x. But we do know that the y is 0. And I could also write it on the side so you also know. Alright, so we got to solve for that x. So how we're going to do that, we're going to do this. We're going to write down the equation, which is the x plus 6y equals 28. Alright, and now we're going to plug in the y as 0. So x is going to do that. Oops. Oh my goodness. Alright, and then we will put 6 and then put the 0 there to plug in the 0 equals 28. So we do know 6 times 0 equals 0. And this, we can just cancel it out. We don't even need to drag it down. So all we need to drag down is the x. And that would be x equals 28. So now we know the x-intercept. The x-intercept is 28, 0. Alright, so now we could graph the x-intercept, alright? So we're going to put it all the way over here. For those who don't know, any value that lies on this end is a negative for the x. And anything that lies over here is a positive. So this one's a positive, so we're going to put it all the way over here. Mark it there. I'm going to put a little dot right there. And then I'm going to put 28 and then a 0. Alright, now we got our x-intercept. Now we're going to find our y-intercept. Let's slice this in half so we can do this. We're going to put the y in blue. So what we do know with the y-intercept, we got to switch it around, alright? So what we do know for the the y-intercept, it's any value that lies on the y-axis, but we don't know the y. We don't know the y value, but we do know the x equals 0 for the y-intercept. So we can create like this. So we do know the x is 0, but we don't know the y. So we're going to find out the y. I can also put x equals 0. So now we can plug in the x as 0 for the same equation right here. So let's do that to find the y-intercept. So let's rewrite the same equation. Goodness, there it is. Alright, and then we're going to plug in 0 plus 6y equals 28. Now we don't need to carry that 0 down because we don't need it. If it was any other value, we could, subtract it and all, but in this case it's a 0, we don't need it. We cancel it out and we just need to bring down that 6y equals 28. So now we got to divide that 6. Alright? and that would be y equals, now we know that 6 times 4 is 24 and 6 times 5 is 30, so this is not going to be a whole number. So what we're going to do is plug this in to the calculator. Let me put that real quick. 28 divided by 6 equals, of course, a decimal. I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to round it to the 100th place because there's a lot of 6 values, and then it ends with 7. So what I'm going to do is just round it to the 100th place, and we're going to have 4.67. All right, and now we know our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is, let me write it down, 0. And for our x is always 0. And then our y is 4.67. All right, so now we have our y-intercept. Let's plot it on the graph. Let's go all the way over here. Put it right over here. We can do 0, 4.67. All right, so now we have our x-intercept point right here for the 28, 0, and then our y-intercept as 0, 4.67. Now we can create our line for the graph. Let's use green for it. So let's do that. It's not going to be the best straight line. Let's see. Goodness. All right. And that is how you graph x plus 6y equals 28 using x and y intercepts. I hope this helped anyone who is watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and week. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.